There's a place, a school, an institution where a professor resides. One that for the past 30 years has traveled the world teaching others. A pioneer in America of the fighting science of Savate. One who codified the sports of this fighting style. One who has produced clubs, champions, and continues to develop. Listen to words of Professor Buitron.
Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. It's a start. It's Martin Luther King Day. It's a new week. We're in the middle of January. A lot of resolutions have already quit. Folks have already stopped coming. Those that wanted to become champions, wanted to become the next black belt, wanted to become everything else under the sun. Listen, they found out a couple of things: learning martial arts, learning Savate, Kempo, capoeira, doing anything that's good for your body takes time. And it takes time to learn, and takes time for you to heal and all that good stuff within what happens when you start changing your life into a good direction. Okay. Now, I've had a lot of questions being asked, and one of the questions is, what is correct etiquette when you go into a martial arts school? You know what? You have to understand that a martial arts school is not a gym that you go lift weights at. And gyms are a little bit different than a martial arts school. Most martial arts schools have some sort of rules of attire, of how you come in, how you come dressed, how you take care of yourself, the respect you show, all that goes on, right? I'm not saying it doesn't exist in gyms, but there's little things that change a little bit, right? What can change? In a martial arts school, you have an instructor that's going to teach a class, that's going to be teaching you, that's going to be telling you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, for you to learn in the progression and the type of pedagogy that for you to get better, right? And in a gym that you go lift weights, if you do not have a personal trainer, it's basically you're going to go in there and you're going to learn by yourself, by mimicking somebody else, by getting a book, by you doing your own education if you're going to go up. Then it kind of changes to CrossFit gyms. CrossFit gyms have a different type of energy, type of atmosphere, type of persona than your bodybuilding gyms or your powerlifting gyms. And then those are going to have a different sense as a boxing gym, and from a boxing gym into a fight gym, as per se, into a martial arts school. So let's take martial arts schools by themselves. Number one, foremost, you have to have good hygiene. Do not come to a martial arts school with a stinky gi, with a uniform that's never been washed, that when you come into the place, everybody's going to step away from you. No. Have a clean gi. Wear deodorant. We understand that sometimes these classes are at night, but sometimes these classes are in the morning as well, or in the afternoon. Like we're just adding some new classes. We're adding a couple of classes in the morning. We're adding some noon classes, so on and so forth, because people are asking, things are changing. And we have to move in that fashion. People, hygiene. Let's not have halitosis. Brush your teeth, rinse your mouth, take a mint. Sometimes I have mints here on the desk. That's the reason why I'm talking in front of people. I'm in front of people I'm working out in front of people. You don't want to smell bad. If you're the instructor, have a cologne on the side, or your nice perfume for the female instructors. Hygiene. Come also with a clean uniform. Okay. Second, when you come inside to the school, do not change in front of everybody. People bring their uniforms, start changing in front of. No, You go to the restroom and you change in the restroom, or you change in the changing room and you come back outside. Period. That's just the way it is. When you got people in there, start taking off their shirt, start putting deodorant in front of it. No, this is not your house. It's not your bathroom. Have a little bit of respect for that. Second, as in Savate, you have boxing gloves and you have wrestling shoes, or Savate shoes, or what I tell people, get some Converse shoes that you can work out in because they have a clean sole. Don't come in here with combat boots and say, well, Savate means shoe, and I can wear a combat boot because I'm going to be in the street with a biker boot, or I'm going to be with a cowboy. No. You're coming to class, understand that you have to buy certain type of equipment. Go buy yourself some Converse shoes if you can't find wrestling shoes. If you can't find Savate shoes, buy wrestling shoes. If you can't find wrestling shoes, buy some Converse. Do not come in here with a high top basketball shoe. Don't come in here with a soccer cleat shoe. Do not come in with anything else but that. Wear some good gloves. Do not come in with MMA hand gloves. Wear boxing gloves for Savate, period. Don't, so people understand that there's some types of equipment that are going to be there. For Kempo, if you do free fighting, and just like in some other schools, there's gear you can buy for that as well. If you want to use boxing gloves, do so. Now, that's for equipment. Do not be switching gloves back and forth. There's a lot of boxing gyms that have gloves there that people go in there and just put on. And so, well, guess what? That's a good way to start spreading warts and some other diseases. So have your own boxing glove, your own set that's for you, that you use. Understand? They're not expensive. At one particular time they were. Now everything's gone down in price, especially in boxing. I remember when I was teaching Savate in the early 90s, one pair of boxing gloves was $150. That was ringside, $150. Then by 98, they lowered it to 75. And if you bought two pair, then you can get it for 125. Understand? Which are the best boxing gloves that you can get right now? The best one that you can get is, I will keep on saying, Cleto Reyes. Cleto Reyes is a hellacious glove if you can find it. There's some gloves that come from Thailand that are beautiful. They're great. Some Rivat, there's some good gloves. Some Walters from Europe. If you can find them, buy them. Have a good pair because you're going to be using it for the long term. What else can we say about etiquette? No fraternizing. In my school, I have a no fraternizing rule. Don't be in here. This is not for you to be asking any of the girls or vice versa. Hey, do you want to go out? I'll kick you both out. Why do I do this? Because I've had in the past people argue, break up, and they argue within class. And there's friends of both, and all of a sudden people leave. So to cut it down, I tell them, no fraternizing. Guys, it's not, if you see a girl training here in school or in any martial arts school, it's not for you to go ask her for her number. It's not for you to go ask her for a date. It's not for you to go, that's not why she's here for. And you shouldn't be here for that either. Learn for that. Things occur. People do get married that train together. It happens. It happens. I know many good couples that have martial arts schools that ended up dating because of martial arts and went through. It happens. But what I'm telling you is it's not for that. You see, women come to martial arts schools because usually they have a self-confidence level that's low. They're scared of something that occurred and they're moving in for that. So keep that in mind. Okay. You like the school, don't do that. What else is good etiquette? When you come inside, good etiquette for martial arts school and you're training with somebody and you're punching and kicking somebody, don't be the type that you kick somebody hard and say, oh, excuse me. And then you go to the next guy and you kick him hard again and say, oh, excuse me, because those excuses end up being understood as if that's what you want to do. Understand? There's a rule: you hit me as hard as you want me to hit you, and that should be number one. Don't take advantage of, I can hit you hard whenever I want, and it's not going to happen, and you can't come to me with anything else. No. When you're doing drills, when you're doing sets, when you're doing exercise, when it's confronting one against another, don't change it up and do your own thing. Okay. I have had this, especially in seminars or what have you. You're teaching, and all of a sudden the person says, "Well, this is what we learned over here at this other school." So they start doing something else, and somebody gets hurt. Okay, because it's who said, she said, and it's going to become the Superman Batman question, and somebody's going to get an ego twisted, and then somebody's going to get hurt towards the end. Do what you're doing. The instructor's telling you, it's teaching you something for a reason. Not for you to go in there, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to change it, and all of a sudden the other person might not have the skill level to defend about what you're doing, and all of a sudden, guess what? Somebody gets hurt. Okay? Remember, it's safety first. Why are you training in martial arts? For your own safety. I'm afraid of bullies trying to beat me up, of somebody coming after me. I have a stalker. Some of the girls have stalkers. They're coming in here to learn how to defend themselves for their own safety. And then they come here and get hurt, and that's not what it's about. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of associates. I have a lot of people that come up and say, "Oh, what happened to you?" "Oh, I broke this, tore my shoulder, and we were rolling in the ground." And I go, "What was the instructor?" "Oh, we roll." Well, it's going to happen. If you do not have no supervision, you're just going out there and flailing away, something's going to happen. Something's going to tear. Believe me, it occurs. That's just the rules of what you're doing. Next, and probably when you come inside, when you have that respect, you have to respect everybody in unison. Okay, don't become the humble bully, what I call. Okay, what is a humble bully? You get a certain rank and say, "Oh, I don't want to grow any higher." It's not importance of rank, but you're out there beating up everybody else that's underneath you. No, continue growing forward. Okay, you're there for a reason. Don't go into a martial arts school and say, "Oh, I'm going to be at a blue glove," or they want you to go to brown or red or what have you, and in the sequence that's their blue belt or what have you, if you want to put it that way in the Oriental sense, or blue glove in Savate, and say, "No, that's all I want because I don't want to grow. I'm not interested in rank." Well, it's not that nobody's interested in rank, is that you're growing in progression. And when you start getting that humble bully attitude with you, and you stay because you want to stay at that rank just to show off to somebody else that's underneath you or at the same level, that's also wrong. Okay, I've had some students get into that level. I've seen a lot of students in other schools, and usually what happens with them is eventually somebody's going to test them, and is something's going to snap. Either the person quits, and you become the enemy, or the person moves on somewhere else, or they move them on. Remember, it's all about respect. If an instructor tells you you're ready to test for an exam and you feel like you're not, you will always feel that you're not, because that's basically what you're in there for. You're still learning. But there's reasons why they're going to tell you you're ready to move forward. Okay? It's that you actually have the ability to move forward, that you actually learn the pedagogy to move forward, that you have the knowledge to move forward, and they're going to do that. They're going to move you forward. So understand that happens. There's martial arts that, so when you guys go and you look for a martial arts school, ask them about tests. Is a test underneath an organization, or is a test you create the test, or is a test a set test for everybody? If it's a set test for everybody, it's fine. But if the instructor creates the test on his whim on every person, then that's wrong as well. So remember, folks, hygiene and respect. Don't be that humble bully. No fraternizing in school. Keep those basic steps of decorum, and the school will run nicely. We have a bunch of stuff coming up. We're going into some tournaments. We're going to be having some stick fighting tournaments for you guys that are out there. We're going to be adding some other classes in Buitron Academy. We're going to adding some morning classes, like real early in the morning. We're going to be adding some noon classes, which are starting this upcoming Thursday, which we're going to have Tuesday, Thursday Kempo class. And people are asking also for a Savate class. So more likely I'm going to have a Savate class on Mondays and Wednesdays. That's probably what's going to end up happening noon. So things are moving, things are changing. We're out of the COVID spotlight, so everybody's now getting energetic. We're in 2023. And you all be safe, stay safe, and keep training. And look us, because we're going to be doing some seminars. We're going to be doing a seminar in the DFW area. We're trying to do one in Chicago. We're going to try to do one in California as time pursues. I know we're doing Brazil, and we're trying to get the Mexican crew up and ready again to see if we can start pushing Danse Savate over there again. Like I said, COVID kind of stopped everybody, but now we're moving forward. Until next time, much peace.
Today, in America, more than 5.5 million men, women, and children train in a martial art regularly. Buitron Academy has been serving Laredo for over 30 years now. Our youth classes help kids build respect, self-control, discipline, and focus. This will teach them how to deal with bullies and peer pressure.
Hello, my name is Lee Cepeda.
My name is Nathan.
This is my son Nathan. One of the reasons I joined Buitron Academy here and enrolled my son is the legitimacy of the school, the history. And I know he's young right now, he doesn't understand a lot of it, but I feel that later on when he grows up, he's going to have a lineage and a heritage from this school that he can be proud of. He can take anywhere and be proud of learning with a legit professor, legit masters, and other instructors as well. There's a lot of plus that comes with enrolling your son or your daughter in a school. Mainly discipline, respect, and I've been noticing his schoolwork, his grades have improved. The way he speaks to others, respect and some discipline, and he enjoys it. He enjoys it. He has fun when he comes, and sometimes he's disappointed when we're not able to bring him, but he likes the classes and he likes the school, and I'm hoping that in the future he'll receive himself as a good instructor or a good student later on.
Buitron Academy. Give us a call for your free evaluation at 956-401-4868. Check out the website at savate.biz and follow us on YouTube and Facebook. Come train at the best kept secret of Laredo.